find your niche.
But let me let you know about these people right now. CJ and Lisa down there in Simpsonville, South Carolina, have started their own business doing some great cheesecakes. And the name of the business is Mac and Cheesecakes. That's M-A-K, Mac and Cheesecake in Simpsonville, South Carolina. Listen, the business is booming. They're doing great. People are going from all over the country to get those cheesecakes. And I have some great news. They're opening up a second location very soon in the Greenville downtown area as they open up Mac and Cheesecakes number 2. But I'm so excited to be interviewing them right now as they give their testimony of how they took a dream and a vision and they made it reality by opening up Mac and Cheesecakes. This great business, and the cheesecakes are just, listen, out of this world. So you want to stand by and don't miss this great interview with, again, CJ and Lisa as they talk about Mac and Cheesecakes in Simpsonville and soon to be downtown Greenville, South Carolina. Here they are right here on the Niche Finder with Christopher Dillard. Watch this. Hello there, everyone. Christopher Dillard here with the Niche Finder. I am so excited to be in the big city of Simpsonville, South Carolina on today. If you have been anywhere near Simpsonville, South Carolina, if you grew up here, if you just moved here, you probably have already heard of this great treasure we have in Simpsonville called Mac and Cheesecakes. They are absolutely superb. They have an absolute, I guess you say, delight here in this awesome business that is in Simpsonville, South Carolina, where they have perfected their cheesecakes. And I'm going to be talking to them very shortly. I am so excited to be here. I'm so thankful to CJ and also to Lisa for inviting me in and welcoming me to be able to interview this great business. And we're going to be talking to them and find out how it is they found their niche in cheesecakes. I tell you what, because a lot of people are coming to Simpsonville, South Carolina for these awesome cheesecakes. And I want to know how in the world they did it. How did you make such great cheesecakes? And we're going to find out very shortly right here on the Niche Finder with Christopher Dillard. Stick around. Well, we are here today, Christopher Dillard and the Niche Finder. We are here with Curtis and we are here with Lisa. Yes. Thank you so much for this time. Thank you guys for doing this. Thank you for inviting us into your great business. Let me tell the people a little bit about you guys, if they already don't know what's going on right here in Simpsonville, South Carolina. Lisa, you discovered your passion for food, your love for food, from your grandmother, who said that you're going to feed your family one day and she wants to teach you how to cook. From your fondest memories, you can remember growing up around the table, you guys laughed, you guys had family time. In 2009, you graduated from USC Upstate with a bachelor's in business and still didn't know what you wanted to do in life. And in 2013, you gave birth to that miracle, that great guy. Is it Mackay? Mackay, which you guys call Mac.
We do.
The light of your life. And yes. Mackay's life story is a book itself. And I want to we're going to talk about this later on because I can see a book coming about Mackay. I'm just going to put that out there. And so he's your inspiration and you love sharing his story. Fast forward, you guys, you and your husband went to New York and you had some food there and you made up in your mind from having cheesecake there in New York, you made up in your mind that you are going to perfect cheesecake yourself. And from that, you have what we now know as Mac and Cheesecakes here in Simpsonville, yes. South Carolina. Okay, because you got to tell us, how did you do that?
Well,
how did you do that? Because I can say I want to perfect cheesecakes, but it probably wouldn't work. So how did you do that?
Cheesecake is not an easy dessert.
No, it's
it is definitely not, and I love a good challenge.
Okay.
So we were in New York, and I was like, I think I can make this, like, because he loved cheesecake, and he was like, he kind of laughed at me, Chris, a little bit.
Okay.
And he kind of chuckled a little bit, and I was like, okay, challenge accepted.
Yeah.
So I went home, did some research.
Sure.
I'm, self-taught chef and baker. So I did some research and really just looked at a lot of different recipes and just kind of came up with my own little recipe and just kind of kept trying it, trial and error, trying to figure it out. There's different ways because, there's different ways that you can bake cheesecakes so they don't crack or, they bake thoroughly through because, you have to make sure that they, evenly bake. Yeah. So, and they can fall. And there's just so many different.
There's a lot.
Oh, my goodness. I had no idea of all that.
The most temperamental dessert there is.
Sure, yes. Sure.
So that was really it. I've made so many cheesecakes. I don't even know how many I've made. But I had, a little guinea pig right here that was testing all my recipes out and everything.
Oh, my goodness.
And then we decided to start doing cookie crust. So that was my thing. So we wanted to make it a little southern, make it a little sweeter.
Oh yeah.
Throw some Oreos in there. Make a cookie crust. So
sure.
we've done a vanilla wafer crust, sugar cookie crust, red velvet crust.
Oh my goodness.
Lemon cookie crust.
Yes.
I mean, we've done so many different cookie crusts, and that's our thing. So and then different toppings. So our thing is like different toppings and different crusts. So that was our thing.
Lisa, how long would you say probably as you were getting it, as you were perfecting it, how long do you think before you actually opened this place? How long do you think
it was
before
like
you perfected it?
6 years.
Yeah,
oh, wow.
it was like 6 years, Chris. And what we did was before we decided to open this spot, we, she had in corporate America, we have a lot of folks that had tried her cheesecake.
Potlucks and take them in.
Okay.
Yes, and I mean everybody was just like, "Oh my gosh, this is so good!" And I came to her, I was like, "Babe, let's do something with this. Let's do this. Let's take this." Yeah, Chris, listen. The battle was getting her to agree.
Oh.
It took me probably 2 years to convince her
It's hard.
let's do this.
I can understand.
It is hard. Yeah. It is hard, and then of course we have a child with special needs. So there were additional layers to that. But I begged and pleaded with her. I was like, let's do it. And so we scrounged.
We started small.
We started up very small. We started up very small, and we scrounged up enough money from different spots, and really just went all in. And so,
what's awesome is I read in you guys about your business. You are her greatest supporter.
Yes.
You are her greatest supporter, and she probably wouldn't have went forward with this had it not been for you.
Right.
Yeah. That's a testament to you, right?
Yes. Yeah. I mean, it was an experience. We had so much fun along the way, and Chris, we were so grateful for our customers. We're grateful for our employees.
Sure.
We're grateful for our friends that have lended a helping hand up until this point, because our family.
Sure.
We couldn't have done it without family.
Hallelujah. Okay.
Don't forget about God.
Don't forget about God.
Her mom is always, my parents too. Her mom is always telling us,
make sure you give God the glory.
That's right.
My parents too. They're like,
good parents.
You gotta make sure you give God the glory.
That's good.
Dad is always preaching about that
good.
too. So I mean, but it's just been an experience, Chris. And it's been a really hectic but fun ride.
I bet. So let's just say kudos to you guys, first of all. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you for stepping out, Curtis. Thank you for encouraging her. So we have got to talk about the inspiration for this business, Mac and Cheesecakes, and that is you guys' little guy by the name of Mac. So tell us about that miracle great guy that you have.
So
tell us about
it. And it's taken me lots of years to tell his story without crying. So if I cry, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
But yeah, he was born at 1 pound 8 ounces.
Wow.
The smallest child, smallest baby.
Yeah.
That they really survive. I mean, I think we saw one that was like 1 pound 3 ounces that maybe survived, but like that is like the smallest that really survives. So and now technology, like medicine has come so far.
Thank God.
So far. And we almost lost him a couple times in the NICU. He spent 201 days there.
Oh my goodness.
So he was really small, and then he kept gaining weight. His lungs were really his biggest issue there.
Okay.
His lungs were not developed when he was born. He was very little. And then in the NICU, we also got a diagnosis that he had a type of dwarfism. So he's a little person. His dwarfism is very rare. It's like 1 in 100,000 births that has his type of dwarfism. It's called spondyloepiphseal dysplasia. If you've ever seen a little couple on TLC, the dad has the same type of dwarfism as the dad does. So he's a little person, which also made it a lot harder because his chest is very small. So that made him a lot harder to breathe. So he was on, life support, most of his journey in the NICU, and they just decided, he needs a tracheostomy, something to, help him breathe. For a little while, long term. So we got a ventilator, took all of his equipment home with us. Had a little bitty ICU in our house.
Oh my goodness.
And we were his nurses, and when we took care of him in what he is now, he's thriving. He got home and he started thriving. He had the tracheostomy, and he didn't eat my mouth either. He never took a bottle. He didn't eat my mouth. He didn't breathe alone. And then we just we took care of him. He got home. He was loved. He thrived. And then he got better. So eventually we got off of the ventilator, got his trach out. He doesn't have his trach anymore. He got his feeding tube out. He eats all by mouth now.
That is so great.
But he was very developmentally delayed. He didn't walk until he was 3. He's had 20 surgeries, about to have 21. We have another one coming up soon on his knees. Now it's just orthopedics. His knees were very knock-kneed when he was born. So he's got some in hips where he had plates in his hips. So we still got a little bit of journey on that, but we're almost through it. So
you know what? God. From what I hear from that is that you guys are absolutely a team.
Yes.
Y'all are a team.
Yes.
Because if you can take that and you bring that little special guy home and you work as one, and I'm sure it was so many challenging nights and days, and you work as one. So if you can do that, you can do this.
That's the truth.
You can do anything. Let me just say that again. I'm not going to preach. I'm really not going, because I am a minister, but I'm not going to preach. But if you guys could do that, if you could come together and thrive for that little guy and make his life so great. Oh, I'm about to tear up. I'm tearing up. If you can do that, you can do anything. And kudos to you, to the both of you.
It was a long time.
Like everything now, it's all of his small accomplishments are huge to us.
Oh gosh.
So he got an autism diagnosis as well. So he is still nonverbal. He doesn't talk. But he has a device that he communicates with. And he attends the Hope Foundation, which is an amazing nonprofit for kids with autism. He does 40 hours a week therapy there. That's where he is now. But he does that, and then he does speech, occupational therapy, and then intensive ABA therapy.
Oh my goodness. So, bravo to y'all again. Bravo to you guys again. So let's just do this plug while we're talking, and we have just a few more minutes. But I do want people to get down to Simpsonville, South Carolina, and I do want you to experience these cheesecakes for yourself. You just have to come by and try. But my favorite is the banana pudding.
Ooh,
oh my goodness!
Banana pudding, Chris.
Let me tell you, I'll slap my mama and somebody else's mama with that banana pudding, because I'm a banana pudding fan. So I absolutely love banana pudding. So Mac is your why. He is your why as to why you have started and done this. What do you think Mac Cheesecakes brings to people besides cheesecakes? What do you bring people when they walk through that door? What is it that you really offer people that come through those doors? Because you offer them so much more than cheesecake.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yes. And I like to tie this to, I'm reading a book right now, and it talks about our unique selling positions. And we have some criteria for our unique selling positions. And those are to bring our customers a good product, first and foremost. Bring them a good product. And then secondly, to give our customers great customer service. That is our goal. When they walk through the door,
we want them to feel like family.
We want them to feel
Mac
like
fam.
No, it's okay.
No, go ahead.
Yes, we just want people to feel included. Like with having a special needs child, we want inclusivity, and we want people to be kind.
Absolutely.
And that's our biggest thing. We have a thing on the wall that says "Be kind." Like we want everyone to be kind. Yes.
Right.
So that is our biggest thing. We want everyone to know that they are accepted, they
Mhm.
belong here, you know, that kind of thing. So,
and we just want people when they walk through those
to
doors
be happy.
to be happy,
To be happy.
Yes.
Come in here, know that you're going to get great product again,
Yes.
great customer service, and then the experience. You know,
Yeah.
when you come in, we want folks to come in, and we want it to be something that they continue to talk about and continue to tell their friends and continue to tell their family
Sure.
about.
Sure.
Just based off of the experience that they have when they walk through those doors.
Yes.
And
That's
my team
awesome.
knows that that's something that we
Yes.
definitely push and stress.
Yeah.
You know, we know that it's going to happen where you're going to have a few customers that will be upset, but
Oh,
we
yeah.
don't want that, you
Right.
know?
Right.
And every single customer that is upset, her or I will reach out to that customer directly. I'm calling
wow.
them directly. Hey,
Wow.
I know that
Oh,
you know,
yes.
just to make sure that they know that we hear them,
Sure.
we understand, and we want to continue to have their business.
That's so awesome.
You know,
So
just
awesome.
those three things for us.
Great
sure.
for you guys.
Thank
So
you.
we have this podcast that we just started, Christopher Dillard, the Niche Finder, where we want to talk to people who have found their niche in lives, in their lives. It sounds like you guys have found it.
I think so.
Yeah, I think so. I think so.
Because that was going to be the next question. Do you think you have found your niche in life?
I think so.
Yes,
Yeah.
and let me tell you,
It's pretty special.
it is pretty special, but it's so weird. Like I never thought in a million years that we would be here.
Yeah.
And
No.
I'm always asking her like, could you ever imagine that we're, you know, here?
Did you
doing
imagine
this?
we would have 21 employees?
21 employees.
Business owner. I mean,
Yeah,
you know,
never-
21
never-
employees.
yeah.
21 employees.
Oh,
Never
my goodness.
imagined.
Yeah,
Wow.
and you know, it's so fulfilling,
Yeah.
you know. And a lot of times there's this whole, and I'm sure you could do a whole episode on this.
Mhm.
You know, a lot of times people glamorize the entrepreneurial life, which it is a good thing to glamorize,
Mhm.
or not even glamorize, or you know, a lot of people aspire to be entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's a very hard job.
Oh,
a
yeah.
lot of times you're getting
Oh, my
paid
goodness.
last.
Yes.
A lot of times you're putting
Getting paid nothing.
You're getting paid nothing. A lot of times
Nothing to go.
you're putting your needs, you're putting your employees' needs before your own.
Yes.
You know, and
Yes.
so it's
Yes.
consistency is key. You have to. You
Oh, my
have to.
goodness.
That's the only way that we've been able to have such a great team with us. Is we,
Mhm.
you know, we put those guys first. We're always thinking about those guys as much as we can.
Sure.
And we fall short in some places, but we continue to make sure that we're doing the best that we can.
Would you say that is probably 95% of the business is finding great workers?
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
I've heard people say, friends that I've had that have started business that require a few people. They say, Chris, the hardest part is finding people that you can trust,
That you can
that
trust.
you can trust,
That
first
you can
of all.
trust.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah.
and it's
And
really
they won't take advantage of you.
Yes.
Oh my
It's
goodness.
It's just
Wow.
hard. It's really hard.
It's
But
very hard.
We have a lot of teenagers. We have a lot of young people that
Mhm.
work for us,
Mhm.
and we just want to be a good influence on them and
Good
mold
for y'all.
them.
Good for y'all.
Because you know, him and I both started out in I worked at Subway. That was my first job.
Yeah.
What was your first job?
My first job was Capri's on Stone Avenue.
Oh my goodness, man.
Yeah.
I remember
But I
Capri's.
worked at, after that.
Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A was my.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And I
You
worked
know.
at Macaroni Grill on Pelham Road
Oh,
for
yeah.
about 6 years.
Oh, my goodness.
So we waited tables and we're in
Yes.
the service industry.
Wow.
So we were young age, you know, we want to make sure that they, you know, have a good work ethic.
Yeah.
And like, you know,
Yeah.
come to work on time. And
On
like
time.
just hold them accountable for things. So
Sure.
it's gonna mold them for the rest
Right.
of their career.
Right.
So
Yeah.
we
Right.
just want to be a good influence.
So you're not just giving them a job, you are helping people to
Yes.
develop into
We
great
do.
Right.
adults.
Right.
Yes.
Great
And
adults.
that's
We want
and
that. That's
whenever
important
whenever
to
I'm
us.
hiring folks, Chris, I'm always telling them that the atmosphere of my team is important.
Yes.
So if
Absolutely.
you
Our
come in,
culture is the most
our
important.
culture is the most important. So if you come in and you be a part of this team, and we, you know, that culture, the togetherness is just not there.
Mhm.
You know, that's not something we want. Those aren't the folks we want. We want folks that can come in because we're looking to hire maybe 2 more people before we go into the summertime.
Okay.
But you know, we're looking for folks that have great personalities,
Sure.
that understand working with others, you know, that can show empathy, that can show compassion to customers, and just that really want to have a good time. You
Yeah.
know? So
Yeah.
and make good money.
As we wrap this up, thank you guys again so much. This is just absolutely great. This is such an honor for me. And so the last question I want to ask the both of you guys is, how is it that a person finds their niche? How do they find what they are called to do? Because you guys found yours, so we
Yes.
need to find out, how can you help someone who's watching how is it that they can find the thing that they're called to do?
I think
I know it's not easy.
Yeah,
thing
no,
to
I think
ask.
you really have to concentrate and hone in on your passion.
Yes.
Really dig deep to figure out what makes you happy,
Oh,
what gives you joy.
Yeah.
And it could be something small. Ours was food. We love food. We're foodies. We love to eat. We love to cook. We spend time in the kitchen cooking together.
Yes.
Like I've taught him a lot about food.
Yes. I cooked last night, Chris.
You cooked last night?
I didn't burn the house. I didn't burn the house down.
You made lamb?
He made lamb last night. It was so good.
Man, that's brave, man.
We had lamb and green beans.
Dear
and
Lord.
mushrooms. It was so
Oh
good.
my goodness.
Yeah.
So I've taught him a lot in the kitchen, but just
Wow.
figuring out your passion,
Yeah.
whether it's something small,
Yeah.
and just capitalize on it. That's all you got to do.
And then
That's it.
I would also add to that, in addition to finding your passion, find something that you find something that you can be consistent with.
Okay.
Because
and realistic.
And realistic.
Yeah.
And
you got to be realistic.
And the thing that kind of holds me towards the whole passion thing is a lot of times, you may find something and it may not necessarily be your passion.
Right.
But if it's something that is fulfilling to you.
Okay.
So for instance, you may not necessarily like cheesecake. You may not like cooking. But you may have one of your, what do they call it? Your like time, giving time to people.
Yeah.
Your love language.
Your love language.
Whatever your love language is.
Yeah.
So while it may not be cooking, it may be seeing others be happy.
Okay.
And so like even here, although I want to be in business for the rest of my life, I don't necessarily know that cheesecake is where we'll stop. But the one thing that I do love is seeing our customers walk through those doors, seeing the smile on their face when they walk out.
Absolutely.
Like I love making people happy.
Gotcha.
And so that to me, I guess would be my passion.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's a number of ways that you can get to it. But
some people, I love what Lisa said. Some people are already kind of maybe in their thing and they don't know it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because whatever it is that makes you get up in the morning, that makes you most happy, that's probably somewhere is already your niche.
Right.
If you just develop that thing and you just bring that thing out into fruition, that's probably people's niche and they don't know it.
Right.
Some people don't know what they're passionate about, but they're already doing it.
Right.
And think outside the box.
Think outside the box.
Yes, definitely think outside the box.
Because we have a create your own cheesecake here, and
I see that.
Listen.
Hey.
That was my what people have to create your own a lot of things. You can have it your way. You customize it how you want. People love that.
Oh my goodness.
People love that. So he fought me.
Chris, I fought her on that.
Yes,
I fought her on that.
Too much.
So here's my background, Chris. So I went to Southern West for business.
Okay.
And so I love looking at the numbers and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And my thing is it would have taken too long.
Yeah.
So we're spending too much time on said thing when we could be. Again, I'm looking at the money.
Oh yeah,
the back end of it.
You the crunch man.
You know what I mean? But this was amazing for us.
Oh my goodness!
It's one of the things that make us stand out from Cheesecake Factory, from our competition. That is one of the things that made us stand out.
There's nowhere you can go and create your own cheesecake.
Right. Create your own or build your own cheesecake.
Right.
That is amazing. That's amazing.
Yeah, so I love it. And so we'll go back and forth on something and then I'll try to come and I'll show her, I'll be like, well, look, here we can, make the numbers crunch here.
Trust me.
Right. She's like, just trust me. Right. She definitely thinks outside the box.
That's awesome. So this is my thing. I've enjoyed this so much. Thank you guys so much for this time. This is just a joy of mine. But two things I do want to see from you guys because, I'm a connector. I kind of help people to move to their next place in life. But one thing I do want to see from you guys is I want to see you write that book about your son because I believe that's coming. And you're like, how in the world am I going to find time to write a book? Trust me, it's coming. And I can't wait to see another restaurant from you guys where you're having whole meals. And I know what you said about the desserts and maybe some wine or something you're going to add in later on in the business. But I would just love to see, because you guys have the passion for it, just a full atmosphere of dinner, and this thing just expanding so much further beyond you guys.
Yeah.
I can see it. So I'm hoping to see that.
We definitely talked about that. There's another secret thing that we talked about doing for a location like that.
Can't wait to see that coming. It's a secret, so we can't tell right now. So I'm excited.
Yes.
And and trust me, I think the world needs to hear more about your miracle son. And that's why I believe you're going to put it in a book, because I know so much you haven't told, so much you can't tell, and people need to be inspired by your story.
Yes.
Thank you.
And your story is just so great, and so I can see that coming.
Thank you.
Thank you guys again so much. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you
so much.
And
guys, I'm just excited, and so let's thank again Lisa and Curtis for Mac and Cheesecakes right here in Simpsonville, South Carolina. You got to get by.
Yes.
That's all I know. You got to get by. Thank you guys.
510 Southeast Main Street.
Say it again.
510 Southeast Main Street, Simpsonville, South Carolina. 29681.
Yeah.
You got it.
I found my